extreme gore, violence, sexual situations, and other intense moments that could deal with trauma and such, then maybe you might want to check out one of our other series that we do have available. But with that warning, you know what that is. You know what this is, people. It is time, once again, for our favorite campaign utilizing the Mystery Meat Pit Cipher System Edition. It is time for the happiest place in Earth! And you know I am excited because it is day 3 in the RV trip for my players. They are getting to the point to when they are finally going to arrive at the destination. And our final member of our group, and honestly part of the player family, has finally joined us, playing the ever so lovable, working for over 30 years for Anodyne, Scruffy. And with Scruffy, he brought his, well, of course, he projects his normalcy field, which cancels a lot of the shenaneries in the Mystery Meat Pit, which is why Scruffy don't believe any of that fucking nonsense that goes around. He ain't seen it, it ain't been done. So yeah, now, right now, it's about... because when we last left the players, it was the evening time of the second trip, and it's been a massive party because, I mean, the fucking interns came out. I mean, where they came from, yeah, you guys don't care because Scruffy made everything normal. These are normal interns. These are not mogwais. These are kicking people. And Sticky Joe went to retire with a certain female mogwai or female worker. Hey, she's normal. Everything's normal. And a certain dwarf-sized killer is not just beside himself with rage right now because he can't do a goddamn thing and his little helpers have been taken from him, so his plans have been ruined. So he's trying to figure out something. But it's about a good midnight, and let me see. Who would possibly be awake at this time of night? Actually, I think I do already know. I can go to this character, and they'll definitely be awake because their testing range has been finished. Maury.
I forgot before we started recording. I was going to ask for a full recap of what happened last session because it's been a while and I don't remember.
Oh, let me just do a few more let me do a TLDR real quick then for you. What happened last session was we had Bethany woke up and the full effects of the dwarf-sized killer's effects were affecting everyone. Even Bob was involved. And before all chaos could fully descend upon the RV, a helicopter landed that everyone thought might have been having Alkenfell, but no. Alkenfell gave it to Scruffy. And when Scruffy landed, his normalcy field had begun to affect everyone. And now everyone just sees everything is kind of normal. Everything's chill, except for Maury and Riley. Maury and Riley see the truth of everything that's going on. Fucking Bruno's big giant ass is fucking like crowding the hallway, so it's just really hard to get to the bathroom and everything. But to everyone else, it's when Riley and Maury, when they see everyone walking by Bruno, they're literally walking through him, phasing through him. It's fucking baffling. And that's why Riley and Maury have just agreed, we're not going to, fuck it. There's no way to explain this. I don't care. He was like, hey, you want a beer? Yeah, I'll take a beer. So they enjoyed a beer together as all this was going on. And then because of these effects, the Mogwais, who normally look like little flesh versions of gremlins, now appear as just college interns. They look to be about 19 years old, and honestly, very attractive people. Because in all honesty, the Mogwais may be little small Homo habilis descendants. They actually kind of got it going on. If someone was into really short people, yeah, they'd be attracted to the Mogwais. But anyway, Sticky Joe got close with one of them. And I think Bethany and then Spike got really fucked up on some fucking fungus. Hallucinogenic fungus. So they're going to be tripping balls for like the next 7 days. And they haven't even hit the full plateau of it. So, yeah, like Bethany and Spike was like on her shoulders. They were just rave dancing. They found glow sticks, and it was just insane with what they were doing. Oh, just 1 second, guys. But, oh my goodness. I have to make sure to put this in the later edits. But yeah, those wacky, wavy, inflatable tube man is pretty much what Bethany and Spike had done like near the end of the night as they were just you just heard like Spike go, "Victor Screech!" And then like Spike was on top of, they were just like spinning around their tongues going, and they passed out on each other. And then, well, everyone else just enjoyed beers, partying, and playing more prison Uno. And somehow, some way, there was another Mogwai that somehow has taken everyone's fucking money and is the uncrowned champion in prison Uno. And that's what happened. And with a little bit just to add on for flair. So, Maury, after you enjoyed a couple beers and it's just like, this is just insane. The little Mogwais have been, the ones that are downstairs, they have been excited because they wanted to show you your new testing range.
Excellent.
Blah blah. So the head one, he's revealed that his name is Gizmo. Gizmo's just blah 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 blah. He leads you to over the testing range. What they've ended up doing is they've literally made a makeshift firing range that goes to, so in the undercarriage of this RV, on the, we'll say this is about a good 30 by 50 room. And on the far right side of the room, they've literally converted it into a gun shooting range to where they've carved out sections of the carriage to where you could shoot out freely just out from the side of the RV. Ain't no one going to see what the hell is those are coming from, but large things can be fired out from it.
Perfect.
The Mogwais look at you, and Gizmo, he just blah, 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 which in Mogwai speak means we're happy to please you, great master, and if it's okay, we're a little sleepy, we're going to take a nap.
Fitting.
And you see that they go over to the near to where you're like where you've set up your like beds. They tap on the wall and these cute little bunk beds pull out and they all just tuck each other in the bed. Gizmo gives a little kiss on the forehead to all the others and they go to sleep. Now, what did you want to test?
Well, in secret, I have been working on I'm not sure entirely what to call it, but it is a glorified harpoon gun, but like a crossbow, and it's used for acquiring things for my collection.
Quick question, were you aiming for more of a handheld or like a larger size crossbow that would be wheeled?
Maybe something like in between.
Okay, so the Mogwais they actually surprised you, and they've made a little harness for you to hold your device on. It stands at about a good 3 feet tall, about 4 feet wide, and it's so you to wheel the crossbow device. So if you want to keep it handheld, you can, but you also have the ability to strap it down to like how you would like the SAW machine gun, like a larger caliber machine gun.
Ballista.
Yeah, thank you. Yes.
That's what I was trying to... Okay, sorry.
Oh, no. I understand. So you now have your makeshift convertible two-way ballista. And here, we're going to have some fun with this. Go ahead, give me since this is you, anybody else doing like a makeshift test of a weapon, I would make them roll a difficulty 5. But because of your expertise, I'm going to only make this a 3. So you have to beat a 9. So please, go ahead and roll for me, please.
That is a 16. I always roll 16s in this game.
All right. Because of your 16, now, this wasn't a crit, so you're going to get something cool, but it's not going to be something super extravagant. Now, how does this look as you fire this device? Because it's going to go off exactly as you were hoping.
This thing is just a giant glorified harpoon, but also a smaller harpoon. It is attached with a type of rope, but it's not, because it is from the flesh pit. This rope is more of like a sinew type material, where it is very thread-like, like a braided thread, but it's also way stronger than a chain would be. So when this thing shoots forward, it's got a thin, fleshy rope attached to it, and it is going to impale the target nicely.
So where you guys are presently driving through, right now you're passing through Arizona, and you're passing by an exhibit called The Thing. So the security guard's getting ready to close everything up, looks at the exhibit, and is like, man, I don't even know why anyone guards this. It's not like everything's ever going to take it. A massive harpoon flies in, penetrates the stand of the Thing. His jaw drops, and it rips it through the wall, and he's just, what the fuck? And so, Maury, your harpoon, you feel, and a little side opening on the building on the carriage slides up, and the rope reels in, and then it reels in to slide in whatever you pulled in. You see this like pedestal with what looks like a mummified monkey sewed onto like a fin shark or like a shark. So it's like a monkey shark, but it's mummified.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's a thing. You just hear from a very far distance someone screaming, "No!" Murray, how do you feel about your new what you just got?
This abomination should be a crime. There are real things to collect, not this. This is a taxidermist's wet dream. This is not a real thing. And I'm gonna throw it straight out of the fucking door.
Before you throw it, though, Gizmo had woken up and he jumped out of bed. He's wearing a little nightie with one of those old school like nightcap, sleeping caps. And he comes over and he sees you about to toss the thing out, and he looks and you see his eyes glittering up, and he's just blah 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 blah. He's just, can I have that?
You did good work. Go for it.
You hand him the thing. He happily hugs it, and he jumps into his bunk, and he's just snuggling with it and sleeping with it. It's his new favorite stuffed. It's his new favorite little stuffed toy, and thinks he has been blessed by the great Overlord.
And I don't have to deal with that thing. You can do whatever you want with it.
But your device has gone off perfectly. And when you do not have it hooked up for, we'll call it ballista mode, it is required. It is a two-handed projectile weapon, but you can carry it. It isn't something that'll make you to where like that's it. You can just strap it across your back. It's not too over-encumbering. It requires two hands to wield and shoot.
Sense.
And as we leave you, Maury, you're just, God, man. Actually, how are you in this moment of after your first successful shot? Granted, you brought back that nightmare of a just taxidermist wet dream, as you put it.
I'm quite happy that this my new acquisition weapon has gone off without a hitch, but I still need to work with it a little more to make it a little better and a little more accurate. So I'm going to continue to tinker with it a little bit.
You know what? I'm just going to say, like, you were just talking about how you needed to work on the accuracy. And unbeknownst to you, like, in between the shooting range part, the fucking dwarf-sized killer had been, like, trying to jump in between. And the harpoon almost went through his head. And he's just, how much more accurate can the thing get? Oh, God! What is with these people? And he's like, I know I'm a monster, but Jesus! And with this, we go up to the upper portion of the RV. And this is more of the little dining area where everyone was playing Prison Uno. There's just a stack of mogwais sleeping on the table and then crowding the bed. There's a group of mogwais sleeping on top of Bruno's head. I won't ask where everyone is yet because for right now, there's a mogwai just like making some chimichangas. He's gotten to the point of just frying the burritos for the chimichanga portion to get him to make the chimichanga. And he's looking over at Riley, and Riley's just, oh man, you know, in my life, I've seen some things, but I still don't know how I feel about what happened with Sticky Joe, like right there on the floor. Cause look, man, I'm not judging y'all little dudes. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, exactly. It's like, look, I just had questions, and now since I had those questions answered, I don't know how I feel about that. Blah 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 blah. Oh, so that chimichanga is going to help me with that? Blah, 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 blah. Wait, you guys are growing weed? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, shit. And you used your little can of butter to make the blah, 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 blah. Okay, little dude. Hell yeah. I've never had a edible chimichanga, but okay. Blah, 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 blah. And, you know what? Yeah, I think Moonlight, you would start smelling some deliciousness. It's about 1 a.m. You wake up on the bunk. You see just a pile of mogwais sleeping and on like a couple of the bunks. And you see Uretzi is just spooning like Bruno's arms like in the room. Oh wait, no, because Bruno actually appears normal. You just appear. It looks like Uretzi's just sleeping there, spooning with the little ugly Bruno dog. When in reality, it's just Bruno's massive arm in the fucking room. How the hell you guys get in there, you have no fucking idea. But, so, do you follow the scent, Moonlight?
Oh boy, it's 1 a.m. I can't wait to have a chimichanga. So Moonlight gets up and hell yeah, she heads right to the smell.
Following the smell, you see a bunch of drunk-ass interns sleeping on the floor. You see Vice President Armstrong. He's got, like, a group of interns in a headlock, and they're all just happily asleep, though. He has, like,
I'm not judging it. I just want food.
And one other thing I was going to add is that you see on the sides of his head, he has 2 kegs strapped on the side of his head, like how they would a beer can cat, but for him, it's 2 kegs. How he's able to keep it up with his massive neck. Actually, wait. And again, that answers the question. The man is more muscle than anything. So you continue. You get to the kitchen, and you almost stumble upon. Actually, give me a difficulty 30 speed roll real quick. You got to beat a 9.
I got a 13.
You expertly navigate over Sticky Joe, and you see him spooning the very, very attractive female intern. And oh yeah, Sticky Joe scored. Oh yeah. I mean, his pants are like on the ceiling of the RV. You're just gonna want to cut this ceiling off.
I'm just gonna walk around that. I'm not trusting gravity at the moment, especially on this bumpy ass RV.
You see Clem just like in the corner underneath the bed. He's still just looking in shock. His mouth just from what the sights he saw.
Oh.
And then you get to Riley. He has about the same look on his face.
Oh, what did I miss?
Oh, hey, babe.
Hey, sweetie.
Quick question, honey. How does everything look to you right now?
I see. Well, I'm not really sure how things got like this, but I see a group of very attractive little people.
Well, I mean, Moonlight is tall. They're all about 5'5". They're not that little.
I mean, did you say the height in the last episode?
No, I did not.
Okay, because like I was thinking of gremlins, like the actual gremlins, including
That's if
height.
you were seeing them. That's if you were seeing them normally. You see them as college interns. They're all about like 5'5" to 5'7".
Well, they're shorter than Riley, so that's why she's saying little, because Riley's average height.
But you are correct. The regular Mogwais are only about 3 foot tall, 3'5" on for some of them. But you see one of the interns. This one, he looks at you. He's got like in all honesty, it's really, really messy long hair, but at the same time, how is it styled? It's not from grease of unwashed, but still, it's just, oh, you bastard. How you just naturally have that amazing, wavy, dirty look. It's just envious, and it goes down to about his shoulders.
I need you to teach me your hair products.
And he's about to open his mouth, and Riley's just, you know what, man? How about you slide me whatever you're going to say, dude, and I'll make sure to get it to her. We don't need to know where it comes from. He's about to open his mouth, and he goes, okay, well, I take it the large lady here would like a chimichanga as well. But thing is, I call these space chongas. Honey, I think maybe you should wait for the other chimichangas.
Are there any chimichangas in front of me?
Oh no, there's 3.
Snack. I grab all 3 and just launch them in my mouth.
Give me a difficulty 5 intellect roll. You have to beat a 15.
I got a 7.
Your eyes turn so red that they look like literally they could be on a fucking Coke can from how blood red your eyes have just become. And your legs just feel like butter. You don't understand how does one stand on such weird things. Are they feet? Are they hand feet? Heat? What are these things? You don't understand. You're just beyond gone. And then you just start seeing really cute little things appearing for you. Because a fun little fact about when you eat massive amounts of edibles, you start to hallucinate. And
everything is so vibrant. I can taste the colors. I start touching everything.
And now everything appears normal to you. And you see Bruno's big ass crowding the fucking hallway, and his arm like going into the bedroom. And you see a little Mogwai handling the deep fryer. He's like stacked together a shit ton of like phone books and books and stuff to stand on a footstool, and he's like using all of his strength to lift up the deep fryer tray. And what that means in Mogwai, what that just meant is
guy?
she's feeling it. Oh shit. Honey, you okay there?
Oh my god, you're so cute. She grabs his face and she smooches him. You're so cute.
You see, normally the Riley jealousy in the past might have done something, but you see, here's the thing: you and Riley are dating, so he has not. He's like, oh, my honey bunny's just very, very stoned, and you know what? This isn't something to trip about. So Riley's just, little dude.
Wait. Did Moonlight not grab Riley?
Oh, I thought you grabbed the Mogwai.
No, I literally said she grabbed Riley.
Oh, Riley is just like, you know what? I think I like this. I like this you. This is all just fine.
I pick Riley up and I give him a big old hug. Oh, you and me forever. This is awesome.
You know what? From the horrors of what I witnessed with Joe a little bit while ago, I feel much better now. Like, honestly, it just, I'm not going to repeat any of the horrors of which I saw.
He's
That shit is
silly.
wrong.
You're so silly. And I give him another smooch. It's sleepy times. And then I just fall backwards. But I still got Riley in my arms.
As you fall backwards to pass out, Riley's just like his eyes just wide open. There's a 1,000-yard stare, and then just the sound effects. You just hear slap my ass, and then just call me Papa Smurf, and Riley's just. And let's go to, and then as we fast forward a couple hours in the day, Bethany, you wake up from you're still tripping hard. But here's the thing is that you're tripping so hard that the normalcy field means nothing. The serial killer field means nothing. You just see the truth, just like how Moonlight is. And you wake up inside of Bruno's mouth. You are currently using his tongue as a blanket, and you are spooning a little Mogwai that has a white mohawk. Well, white faux hawk. And you just hear a translation. Bacon.
Bethany she wants to scream, but she might startle Bruno and cause him to eat her. And
You feel like you've been making out with a rug.
Bethany just feels disgusting. It just crawls out of Bruno's mouth.
Yeah.
Ah,
Bruno's just like, he slowly opens his eyes and telepathically in your mind, you just receive a message from Bruno that says, we don't need to talk about what happened last night.
What happened last night? Bruno, never mind.
His eyes just go wide. And the side of his mouth, like one of his little lips lift up and the little Mogwai steps out. Blah, 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 blah. And as it walks by you, Bethany, he jumps up and he slaps your ass and he goes to go to the bathroom.
Bethany stands there. She looks at Bruno.
You see Bruno just sends you a message and just says, that happened.
Bethany stands there in silence. Just stands there in silence. But then she smells food cooking.
So right now it's about a good 5 a.m, and the little droopy Mogwai has started cooking breakfast because he never sleeps. He has horrible insomnia. That's why he smokes so much goddamn Mogwai weed. They call it mead. So anyway, and then when you walk in, you see a little Mogwai standing on top of the kitchen island, and he's got about like a good 5-foot bong, and he's taking a massive rip. And you see another Mogwai on the bottom, near the floor, pull out the stem for him. He points at the table, and in Mogwai that means, I'm making breakfast. Go ahead, take a seat.
Bethany wants to snatch the bong out of this guy's hand because at this point, she's reliving college all over again. Waking up.
The color. So right now, the stage of tripping you're at right now is you're not really having any vivid, like hard image hallucinogen. It's just more right now the colors, everything just has a bright vibrancy. It really feels like you're just in a like MGMT music video. Everything has a neon glow to it. So it's not like you're seeing anything jarring,
Mm.
just but here's the thing, everyone's hair has like a neon color effect to it now. Same thing with their clothes. Anything like flesh just kind of looks kind of grayish, but everything else just has super bright vibrancy to it, everything.
Bethany
And
is mesmerized now. Now there's there's this and she's just like touching everything. He's touching the little Mogwai that's high and just like touching his hair. It's just making the colors dance in her hand, dance around her hands.
the little droopy mogwai is just rah, 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 rah. And he's like holding up his both of his hands and it's just pancakes, man. He throws a big old stack of pancakes onto the table and is trying to escape your grasp as Spike comes out of the bathroom. And Spike is just blah 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 blah. The little droopy one's just blah blah wow.
Bethany covers her face. Bethany covers her face. She covers her face. Just puts her head
Yeah,
down.
you just heard him say, "Hey, she's tripping hard, man, like tripping hard." And now Spike comes over and he grabs a pancake and he cuts it into a heart shape. He's just rah 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 rah, and he's just holding Lee scoots it towards where you're standing. And granted, you're covering your face. The Mogwais are laughing. Like some of them are just laughing at your embarrassment because they're just like, "Oh, she's so embarrassed. It's so cute." And you just hear one of them just like, "Wah wah 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 wah," and it's like, "Spike, so is she your girlfriend?" He's like, "Wah wah, hell yeah."
Bethany is no longer hungry. She gets up and walks away.
Um, as you're leaving the kitchen area, Bruno's like trying to roll over to give you room, walk through the area, and then you smell it as it comes out of the other bunkering area because he wanted to have his own area to sleep. Right now, the RV is just on a very sophisticated form of cruise control, and thankfully, this is a very straight path and traffic is non-existent. So ye old Nathaniel was able to take a nap, and it's time for him to wake up to take over the wheel. And he comes out, and he's just wearing a pair of boxers with hearts on them, and his tank top. Why he refuses to get clothing in his size, we will never know. This is supposed to be a tank top, but because of how large and rotund he is, it looks more like a sports bra on him. Granted, Lord knows he needs the support. My lady. How
Your
you
boobs
doing
are bigger.
tonight?
Your boobs are bigger than mine. The colors and everything. She's like groping him at this point.
Oh, Bethany, I hate to do this to you. Oh, look, Bethany, I would love to have a repeat session of last night. I lost track of whose boobs were whose, but I must take the wheel, my lady.
That's where you should do it. It's just to say everything.
And he kisses Bethany's hand, and as he's walking away, Bruno just sends you a message in your head, and he goes, "It was just making out. It was just making out. You guys didn't. The only person that you might have like done some like sexual things with was Spike."
That's not so bad, but ew. It's
But yes, you only made out with the neckbeard. You only made out with him because, in all honesty, besides me and Spike, we weren't going to let anything else happen. Yeah, that no. Because in all honesty, it looks like he was eating your head.
oh my
He
god.
like to anybody else, they like it looked like he was sucking the entirety of your head in his mouth. So maybe that's kissing to him, but like I'm a Wendigo, but even that shit scared me.
Ugh.
Yeah, exactly that.
Uh,
And so Bruno just gives you a solemn nod, and he like scoots, try to give you more path to the master bedroom.
Bethany wants to kill the neckbeard now. No one must know this happened, including She looks to Bruno and just asks that she just keep that a secret. It don't just don't let anyone know, please. I will kill him.
Look, the only person that knows, besides me and Spike, is Riley. And Riley swore that he would never reveal what he saw that night to anyone, so I think you're safe.
Oh God, I need drugs. I need more drugs.
If it helps, I heard the little Mogwai say they were doing some stuff in the master bedroom.
I think I'm gonna just sit here on the floor. I don't want to go in any more bedrooms. For the love of God, I
Bruno
woke up in your
Bruno
mouth.
Bruno protectively surrounds himself around you to protect you. Stay here for as long as you need. Just let me know when to move.
Bruno, I woke up in your mouth, so you know what I taste like. So this is not necessarily comfort.
I did that for your protection to hide you away from Nathaniel.
Thank you.
No problem. Hey, at least you're not Sticky Joe. Oh,
Considering what he has done, I don't think it matters to him.
oh.
After
Speaking of that, you want to know a funny little secret about that?
well, go ahead.
So, apparently, that mermaid that your sticky friend that Joe over there hooked up with, I heard on the grapevine that she was someone that was not meant to be laid with by anybody else. That she was promised to another certain clan,
Ooh.
and apparently, so deeper in the flesh pit, deeper in that what you guys call the PBSO, there's a civilization called the Centaurs. And he might have slept with the head centaur, the war chief's future mate. So he gonna get his ass kicked.
Ooh, this is juicy.
Yeah, and you know what? You felt like you needed some cheering up, so I thought I'd tell this to you. I was just gonna let Uretzi know, but you know what? I felt you needed some cheering up, and this would make you feel better.
It does. But I like Sticky Joe. I don't want him to die.
Oh, who said he was gonna die? He's just gonna get beat up.
Hmm. You know what? I have to still figure out how to translate this whole trip to doing my job somehow. Maybe I could promise this as like a love story, twisted
Yeah.
triangle.
So, you know what? You're actually probably the only other human I've ever really actually been able to communicate with. It must be because of those fungus you ingested. So I'm gonna let you in on a little thing. I actually was a human many hundreds of years ago, and I was like, I guess you could consider in like marketing and advertising. I come from Canada.
Oh,
I unfortunately now see my form of cannibalism that I ingested in my form, the Wendigo curse, is from a person that mutated from the PBSO. So that's the way I'm a different kind of Wendigo. But I was human. So tell me a little about your job. What is your duties? What do you got to do?
huh. That's an interesting question. Honestly, up until recently, I've been kind of just I all the time. I've been doing a good job, apparently. Haven't been fired or killed.
So let me ask you this: do you actually? Because it sounds like you're actually kind of feeling the drive to actually try to start doing your job. So how about this? Instead of me asking you what your duties are, how about we start literally at square one? You said you're like trying to apply this to your job. What is your department?
Marketing.
Okay. And so they have you traveling. Oh, you must be out trying to build up experience and then try to find a way to apply it to your actual business model and all. Okay, actually that's exactly what I was doing on when I was sent out to the Yukon Trail. So
Ah,
okay, so here, this is my best piece of advice. Take anything that you experience in life and try to apply it to what you do, to what could be done in your job in the park and stuff. Like what are type of like let's say you go to an amusement park or something, like and you see certain kinds of rides. Think about like how could you do a version of that down in the park? Things like that. Just life experiences that you experience up and around, just how can you use it where you are?
well, actually, my thing is, I look at this group and I realize they're heroes. I mean, legit heroes. I think the park should actually promote these guys as such.
Hmm.
I actually have an idea that this expedition should be, somewhat, how can I say, filmed and pretty much displayed for all the park to see as this whole thing goes along.
Ah, you mean kind of like what Lewis and Clark were doing, like how they had reporters that would travel with them and document what they did. That is a fantastic idea, and that is a great way. Yeah, exactly, because that's how they build up Lewis and Clark. They're great heroes that are going to be going out and exploring, when in all actuality, they were just some average dudes. So I think you have a much bigger leg up because yeah, they all are heroes because, like, in the times I've seen Sticky Joe, I've seen that man legitimately save a lot of people. So I think you have a legitimate good idea there. And you question yourself about with drugs. And here's the thing, I'm going to tell you something, Bethany. You're a smart girl. You're letting
Yeah,
yourself hold yourself down.
Bethany hears these words and gives a sigh and kind of looks down.
I don't mean that as an insult, Bethany. I can see you have a lot of potential, but you're your worst critic because you made some stupid mistakes.
They
The
weren't
person
stupid.
and
They were just downright insane.
Bethany,
I
I have killed many people, and you guys still consider me to allow me in here to be around you all. I've done horrible things in the past, lost in my curse, but because I have met an individual that I feel great immense love for, I am able to have my mind again. So I get it. You feel burdened by your past, but you don't need to. You weren't a monster.
No, not a monster. Just, I don't know. Drugs help me not think. Problem is, I'm not even sure what I'm not trying to think about.
And
That makes me want to drink. That makes me want to do more drugs.
maybe that's because you didn't have anyone else around you and you had to. But here's the thing, Bethany. I look around and I see a bunch of people that care about you and want to be around you. So how about you try something new, and you don't have to open up, even if you just want to say a lie. If like telling some bullshit lie would help you open up a little bit more, do it. Just try talking with them. Because as you said it, these people are heroes. Well, how about you give them a chance to save you then?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Do it when you're ready.
I mean, I hope they're ready for this. I mean, I
Bethany,
Jesus couldn't even
I
save me.
Bethany, I don't think they would want you around here if they weren't willing to listen. So go ahead, take a nap. I'll watch over you while you're asleep. It's the sun hasn't even risen yet.
Yeah, I think I would just stare at the colors that are just dancing around.
Let them relax you, Bethany. You're a good kid.
I guess. By the way, how many people have you eaten?
Look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm actually ashamed of myself to admit it's probably in the high thousands, Bethany. That's
Oh,
not something I'm bragging about. It's actually something I'm very ashamed about.
I,
But I,
I,
but I will tell you this now: anybody that I've eaten recently has not been anyone innocent. It has been someone that deserved what was coming.
I get you. I'm just kind of, I've bitten a few people in my drug-induced rages, and I never really paid attention to how they taste. And I'm curious, like, do like different ethnicities taste different? Like, if you eat someone from India, do they taste like curry?
You know what? That is hilarious. That is actually, God damn it, that is hilarious, Bethany. Oh my goodness, you should do stand up, but I'm not, there is maybe, but that would be a subconscious thing. If anything, they just kind of taste like veal and pork.
Oh, like, can you season them? Like, can you like make a stew of like people? Like, what's the best part to eat? I don't know why
The
I'm
face.
asking this. It's just I'm
Hey,
curious.
hey, hey. You know what? Like I said, it's nice to actually talk to someone. And you know what? As you watch the colors and have your conversation with Bruno, you drift back to sleep. And the next person to scrounge awake, as it's about 7 in the morning now, is going to be Yuritsi. Yuritsi, you smell a really great smell of coffee. And as you wake up, like Bruno is just laying there on the bed, just.
She's gonna shake her head like, look what this motherfucker did to you.
He just looks at it and he just does like a little whine, like, am I really that ugly?
Well, regardless of whether it looks like, I know what you look like, and it's always perfect to me. And she'll go out to get some coffee.
He nuzzles your hand and he jumps up off the bed. He follows behind you as you go to get some coffee. You see all the interns and you see Bethany just talking to nothing. You don't really hear the conversation. It's like seems like she's mumbling in her sleep, but she's got her back like up against what looks like a beanbag. Where the beanbag came from, who cares? But she looks comfortable.
Mhm.
And you get to the kitchen, you see the really tired looking, depressed looking intern. He says, "Well, good morning. I believe your name was Miss Uretti. Well, I have some coffee. Did you prefer a strong or a light or decaf?"
Decaf is for monsters.
Okay, I see you're a sensible human being, so I'll make sure to give you some the good strong stuff. So go ahead, take a seat. I'll get you your coffee, and if you want anything to eat, I'm just getting food prepared because we gotta repay everyone's kindness for letting us stay here and to participate with all of you. It's very nice, by the way. You all are some very nice people.
I guess we are better than some of them at the park.
You know, it's actually kind of funny that you say that. So, as he's coming, he puts the cup of coffee in front of you. And once again, these are special coffee beans that are grown by the Mogwais. So, I want you to roll me an intellect check because this coffee could potentially disable the normalcy field for you and you'll see the entire truth of everything that's going on. So with this coffee, it's going to be a difficulty 3 roll instead of difficulty 5. So go ahead and roll. You just got to beat a 9.
I got a 19. Or technically 23.
Oh, you definitely crit then. So like you see the truth of everything beheld in front of you. You see the little Mogwai's actually got like a little cute one of those really tall chef hats on. And he's got a chef apron, but it's just too long for him, so he keeps tripping and falling on his face. But every time he falls down, you just hear like a little squeaky toy noise. So it's just squeaky. Gets up, runs a little again, falls, squeaky.
She's gonna reach over and like loop that apron so it tucks in like a bow to keep it away from his feet.
Blah, 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 blah. Mogwai speak for it. Thank you very much. And he goes back, jumps on his stool, climbs up, and gets back to cooking some crepes and chopping up some strawberries and making a homemade meringue to go with the crepes and strawberries. And he's also chopping up some bananas and getting some Nutella together. So if anyone wants Nutella and bananas in their crepes, they can have that. He likes to cook. He's also making blueberry scones. And as you see the truth, you see Bruno actually how he is, and you see he's shielding Bethany. And you get the sense that they were just finishing a conversation and Bruno's just gone back to sleep again.
To rub his head like just perfect.
And Bruno's got a very happy smile on his head. And you see Moonlight shoot up like some kind of horror movie, her eyes still shut. And Riley's just like, "Oh, I haven't slept at all. God damn it, Joe. And damn you, fucking Nathaniel, you fucking neck. Oh, hey, Uretzi. How's it going?"
Sounds better for me than you. You should invest in some noise-proof headphones.
You know what? I thought the old euphemism was true because it's supposed to go, curiosity killed the cat, but knowledge brings him back to life. But I feel like I'm still dead because of my curiosity. But other than that, I'm doing okay. But yeah, I get what you mean. And you were about to say Moonlight?
Is Riley still in Moonlight's arms?
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so she just picks him up and tosses him, and then she goes straight for the crepes, all with her eyes closed, and she's just eating everything that she smells.
Yeah, there's just a as Riley crashes into a pile of Mogwais, just head first into a pile of them, and you just hear in which Mogwai means, we knew you couldn't resist, and Riley's just, oh, god damn it.
Yes, he's probably slowly moving back the chef so he's not in line of fire.
And Moonlight, your eyes shoot open as you see this beautiful spread of crepes, eggs Benedict, homemade English muffins, blueberry scones, and the assortment of crepe fillings I said. What? So I take it Moonlight was just grabbing the crepes.
Oh, she's taking a handful of crepes, handful of eggs and hash browns and everything else, and just shoving them on her face. For whatever reason, she is way more exhausted than what she should be. By all means.
You eat and you eat, but god damn it, you're still hungry. just nom, nom, nom. And this is when like the little chef Mogwai looks and goes blah 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 blah, which is Mogwai for thankfully I prepared for this. And he walks over to the table and brings all the same stuff over to you, Yartsy, and he starts putting the same type of spread on the table. And you just hear blah blah blah, bon appetit.
She's sticky with coffee, so she's gonna slowly just keep moving it towards Moonlight.
Oh,
She just
Moonlight
wants to see how much he eats.
Moonlight picks up the spread, just the table, and Scooby Doo's it. It's like everything is sliding in her mouth. All the food, like she's like tossing the dishes to the side.
And with this magnificent display of just yum 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 yum, I will go ahead and say Scruffy and Sticky Joe finally awake. I'll say Bethany's able to stay asleep. Maury, you don't have to. You're not hearing all this because you got your soundproof noise cancellation headphones on. And Scruffy, you were. I'm gonna say you were crashing in the master bedroom because Scruffy ain't got no fucks.
Yeah,
You see all.
yeah, no, so that feels appropriate for Scruffy.
And you see how all the kids passed out. And here's the thing. You probably drank the most, but you got no hangover. What this says about Scruffy is Scruffy can probably outdrink a few sailors if he wanted to. Scruffy got that experience. As you're going, you look in the bathroom. Everything's still just normal. And as if for a fraction of a second, through the corner of your eye, you think you see everything that I described for everyone normally, but it's only for a fraction of a second. Nah, it's not enough to bother you. You're Scruffy. So
Nothing weird happening there. Yeah.
So now you smell the aroma of food and coffee. Does Scruffy go for the food and coffee?
Scruffy doesn't partake in other people's food. Could be drugged. He then pulls out his own personal trail mix that it has mushroom laced chocolate.
I
other food
fucking
could be
love
drugged.
Scruffy. So Scruffy's literally, is he microdosing right now?
Oh no, macro dosing for sure. He's on a heroic trip at all times.
I am just Scruffy, my man. You are the shit. So even with this, if anything, I'm actually going to say the mushrooms actually intensify your normalcy feel. So everything is just that much more normal for you, but you still have, of course, the other hallucinogenic effects. So everything so if anything, this is kind of more like, even though you're macrodosing mushroom laced chocolate, it's still kind of more like an LSD effect right now. So everything kind of has like a light glow to it, a misty haze versus like visual hallucinations.
Just as Scruffy likes it.
Excellent. And you pass by Bethany sleeping in that beanbag chair, and it's like, slacker, it's 7 a.m. The sun's up. But then again, you are supposed to be on vacation, so you know what? You can't judge.
Bethany Mothers. Bethany Mother. What is it? It's like Bruno told me that Indian people taste like curry.
You're at sea. You see Bruno's head lift up like, Bethany, stop it, you ass.
I'm pretty sure people just taste like meat and then fatty meat.
Bruno is so embarrassed. He is so embarrassed. He's just, Bethany, I swear, you ever get like this again, I'm still going to talk to you, but I don't know what I'm going to say now because I'm just mad, but at the same time, I consider you one of my best friends now because we had this really close. You suck.
She's still asleep and mutters, "Black people taste like jerk chicken."
Oh,
God damn it. And Scruffy, you get to the kitchen and you know what? For some reason, I also just imagine Scruffy having his own can of coffee if he's going to have his own chocolate and trail mix and stuff.
That would make the most sense, I think.
Yeah, so you start boiling your water and you get the single drip cup, you put the filter in, and the droopy interns just, well, I'm not feeling attacked, but okay.
Take no offense. Scruffy just don't play with other people's grub.
Now I am curious, sir. Now I've never met a individual like you from the park before. How long have you worked there?
38 years.
The Mogwai's face, just like the intern's face, is just like blown. He's just like, wait,
Like I said,
wait.
take no offense. I just believe other people's food could be drugged. I know mine's drugged, but I mean, that's why I know it's drugged. Makes me feel better to know.
I could fight it.
No surprises that way.
If you really wanted to if you're worried about that, you just talk to Spike over there. I got you, man. And wait,
Scruffy Scruffy takes a little sniff, goes, smells pretty dank, but I don't think it's on my level.
Wait a minute. That's when actually Spike looks at you and he goes, wait a minute. I buy my mushrooms from you.
Damn straight.
So it's just like, you know what, Scruffy, I gotta tell you, man, this last batch you gave me, I'm still tripping hard, but thank you. But I just, it's crazy to think that you've been at the park for 38 years. Just wait a minute. Oh my God. You were the Mogwai just has like the biggest grin on his face as a realization of a event that happened during the Marauder attack. So instead of me describing it, I'm going to have this basically be like a visual flashback as the Mogwai describes the event he remembers. So the event in said question is during the whole like plateau crescendo of the Marauder attack, things are going at their worst, and there's a family, a father standing in front of his wife and children, trying to protect him from a trio of marauders coming at him. But then all of a sudden, instead of everyone screaming and fires all around them and marauders approaching them, there's just three surfer dudes holding up surfboards, and Scruffy comes in with his mop and everything, and he just starts cleaning the floor. And the surfer dudes, they start to ask Scruffy questions about like, hey man, where can we find some totally righteous like waveage? And he tells them, oh, over by the, like, if you're looking for waves, you go do that hippie board riding thing over by that gastric sea, whatever they call it. And so surfer dudes left, and once they got outside of like 30 meters from Scruffy, the marauders stopped and they're like, wait a fucking minute. And this literally repeated itself for about a good 10 times until the marauders were just like, you know what, we're fucking done. And at this point, as we go back to the RV, Spike is on the floor laughing his ass off. And Riley is just like, my brain hurts, but that is fucking hilarious.
There ain't nothing worse than a hippie. Well, I guess there could be if you consider a hippie that don't like shrooms.
Your priorities are very weird.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This RV needs a good mopping.
And,
Smells like hippie in here.
And Scruffy, as you say this, you walk over to a very convenient looking closet and you pull it out, and hey, there's some janitorial equipment, and you're able to start mopping. Riley
Scruffy didn't need to check the closet. He brought his own.
So when this janitor's thing appears, so how it appears to Riley, your Retzi, and actually to Moonlight, it looks like Scruffy literally reached into his pocket and pulled out janitorial equipment, and it just stretched out from nothing, and he puts it on the ground. If you've ever watched,
I need those pockets.
The best way to describe this is if you've ever watched Stone Ocean Emporio, it looks like fucking that. It looks like he has a never, and Riley's just, you know what? Yeah. How? What? And this is when Sticky Joe starts to rise from the floor with a lampshade on his head, and somehow he's wearing, instead of pants, he's wearing a couch cushion. And to Riley, Yuretsi, and Moonlight, they just see the female Mogwai just like draped over Sticky Joe's like neck, just sleeping like that as he arises. To everyone else, it just looks like the female Mogwai just sleeping gently on the floor.
Ugh.
Oh my God. Perfect timing. Sticky Joe, I was just describing about how you're awake. Here's the thing, as you awake and raise up off the floor, your lovely new what to say, female friend. She's just draped on your chest as you're raising up, but you have a lampshade on your head and you're wearing a couch cushion for pants.
At least Joe is covered with something. But I mean, like, honestly, half the park has seen Joe naked at some point. Yeah, I'll just say one thing: Jägermeister.
Literally, Sticky Joe just belches and it just reeks of Jägermeister. And like literally, one of the college interns walks into Sticky Joe's belch and he's already drunk. The intern's just and he falls out. Just like he literally has a blood alcohol content level of like 1.5 now. That's how drunk Sticky Joe got.
Sticky Joe looks at the Mogwai, put it onto him.
No. She still looks like a normal college intern.
Okay, so I'm still under the effect of the virus.
Oh yeah, you're still under the normalcy field. You have not had a PBSO item yet that certain other people have had to disable the field yet. So she still looks like a normal intern. Looks about 19 years old. She undrapes her arms around your neck and she gives you a deep kiss and says, "Thank you for the best night of my life, lover," and gives you a wink, slaps your ass, and heads to the bathroom to clean herself up.
So Joe is going to look at the camera, this imaginary camera, zooming in on his face. "I'm about to start the money off right. I can give her a cup of Joe." I'm going to take a nice big hit of my inhaler and go into the bathroom.
God damn it. Okay, so yeah, Joe goes to follow behind the intern, and here's the thing: she is all for this. She's just, we just hear that, "Oh my," and Riley's just, "Well, at least he's not out here this time." And everyone, you all enjoy a great morning of breakfast, and this is when, and then after a few rousing rounds of some more prison Uno, and the Mogwais joining in. This is when Nathaniel lets out and goes, "Hey, everyone! I just want to let you know we're actually nearing the destination. We'll actually be there probably within the next couple of hours."
Bruno said white people taste like steamed rice.
That is not at all what he said.
You know what? I can honestly say that's not how we taste. We are bland as fuck, my friend.
Dear God,
I did say steamed rice.
I honestly cannot pick a better moment for us to end off on than that fucking statement. And this has been an amazing session. And with that, dear listeners, in our next episode, we will be arriving at the beach. Because before we actually reach their destination where they're staying, Armstrong thought it would be nice for them to go to the beach first and enjoy a nice afternoon at the beach. So we will have the first beach episode in our next session, dear listeners. So until the next one, everyone, goodbye.